Hey there, it's Chris Cashman. Happy dry January. For those of you taking on the challenge, you're looking for some inspiration, looking for something fun to drink that's non-alcoholic. I've got just the place, and I'll tell you about it tonight on Evening.
Do you want to call Crystal Mountain home? How you can own a piece of Washington State's biggest ski resort.
The local woman behind the hit show Alaska State Troopers and her King 5 connection. And meet the Lodge Cats of Mount Baker.
And welcome to the show. Welcome to Reuben's Brews, the newest tap room here at Harbor Steps in downtown Seattle. It's a family affair. They got started in 2012, and by family business, I mean Reuben's. That's the name of their oldest son. He's not so tiny anymore. And if you don't drink, if you're embracing dry January, you are in good company because Reuben's has grown up along with its namesake.
Well, the baby boy has grown quite a bit too.
He's almost taller than me. Yeah.
Reuben's Brews has been a staple in Seattle's beer scene for years.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Known for approachable styles, community roots, and beers that don't take themselves too seriously.
We've loved being a part of the Ballard brewing community, and I think we've learned a lot, and we want to bring those lessons here to downtown because there are, people who work and live here, and we want to be a place for them.
Now the family-run brewery is pouring something new.
I'm drinking the NA Dark. It's wonderful. It's really wonderful.
Just in time for dry January. 4 non-alcoholic offerings.
Non-alcoholic beer is very different to normal beer. It's different equipment, different processes, different ingredients. So it's a big challenge, and that's why you don't see many local breweries making NA beer. But it's another challenge, right? And that's kind of how we got into this to start with, right? That making good beer is a challenge in itself. We have 2 that are now throughout most of the Northwest in grocery stores, and we've got another 2, so we've got 4 total at the tap room this month. We have one of our sort of mantras is something for everyone, so we always try a lot of different beers. We brewed 130 different beers last year, and so we use the tasting room to kind of like get feedback on what the new things are that we're making. So we've got a red and a stout equivalent in the tasting room as well.
Awarding full style points to Reuben's, and of course they do have a great menu. I'm told the Reuben's Reuben, the corned beef simmered in their own red ale, a thing to behold. And speaking of living dangerously, a Seattle producer who used to work right here at Evening is actually bringing back a hit show, Alaska State Troopers. Yes, it's coming back. And Saint has her story.
Shot fired.
One mistake out here could be the difference between life or death.
After nearly 10 years off the air, Alaska State Troopers is making a comeback, thanks to a Seattle producer who never gave up on the show.
I always thought that the Troopers would be back on television. They are such an iconic brand, and what they do is so unique that I knew it was just kind of a matter of time before they would be back.
Anna Rodzinski worked as a writer and producer on the original series when it aired from 2009 to 2015. Now, as owner of Seattle-based Anusha Films, Anna is the show's executive producer, and she's managed to revive a working relationship with the Troopers.
It's definitely a little bit of a feeling of getting the band back together.
White shirt, black hat.
But this time, there's a major upgrade: body cameras.
Is he close or no?
You feel the adrenaline a lot more. I think you are on the edge of your seat with this body cam stuff. That's why it's so popular. People can't turn away from it because you're seeing what the law enforcement would see. You normally would never get that angle.
Come here, bud. If you don't stop moving, you're gonna get tased.
As we've seen over the years, in Alaska, roughly 400 state troopers patrol an area 2.5 times larger than Texas, with duties covering everything from urban traffic stops to wildlife control.
When no one else can or wants to show up, the troopers show up.
To shoot the pilot, Anna spent the past February following troopers all the way up to the Arctic Circle.
And it gets real cold, real cold, -30, -40.
Now, from her office in Ballard, Anna oversees production and editing of 10 episodes, shot by 3 film crews over 16 weeks.
It's my favorite title, Antlers and Outlaws.
The Alaska Department of Public Safety hopes the show will help with trooper recruitment, something that worked the first time around.
Because now we're following troopers who became troopers because of the show.
Hands up!
Hands up! A show that is back on TV, promising more adventures from the last frontier.
I can say it is the biggest adventure I have ever been on, and I hope that the audience will also be excited to go on that adventure.
You have no idea what you're going to encounter.
So fun. You can see Alaska State Troopers returning tomorrow, Wednesday, 8 o'clock on A&E. All right, the Stevens Pass closures in early December because of the flooding has severely impacted a number of businesses, including one of our favorite places, a historic candy shop on the banks of the Wenatchee River. It's called the Alps.
The Alps has been selling candy along Highway 2 since 1945. The reason behind the name is obvious.
You literally feel like you're in the Alps. We get the mountains and the river and all of the wildlife. We have resident geese that just hang out in our backyard all summer. They'll bring their babies and we watch them grow up. It's great.
Once inside, you'll find 30 kinds of fudge, colossal amounts of candy, and saltwater taffy by the pound, and flavors you've never heard of, like chicken waffles.
It tastes like breakfast. It's actually pretty good.
This is also a hot spot for hot sauce. A lot of stuff on the shelves is made on site in a kitchen with a view of the Wenatchee River.
We make over 300 items here. We make, besides the sauces, we also make all of the fudge, which is over 30 flavors.
This is the treat people drive miles for.
This is our Peanut Crunch, our bestseller at the Alps Candy Store, and it is a peanut butter brittle. The Peanut Crunch is like the inside of a Butterfinger, but softer.
Between the buffalo wing flavored soda and the candy cigarettes, adults who drop in act like, well, kids in a candy store.
Awesome. Way awesome. We got some hot sauce and some steak sauce, some candy, some Trump hair for my uncle.
There you go. I actually got some candy that my friend in Hawaii asked me to look for called Abba-Zabbas. So I'm hoping she's going to be pretty happy.
Next time you road trip over Stevens Pass, grab a treat at the Alps.
If you haven't stopped, stop in. It's definitely worth it.
Just leave that last butter-flavored soda for us, please.
Now the bittersweet news. The bitter part, of course, you cannot get to the Alps right now. It is on that stretch of Highway 2 that is still closed due to the flooding. But the sweet part, they have relocated to the Squirrel Tree restaurant there in Cole's Corner. It's temporary, but just follow your nose to that peanut butter crunch. Bit more of a drive, but well worth it.
Up next, an off-grid cabin from the 60s is now one of the most exclusive ski resort properties in the Northwest. And later, the Lodge Cats of Mount Baker.
Wow! Local stories make a difference.
That's good.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
And welcome back to the show. We're at Reuben's Brews, the new tap room here at Harbor Steps in Seattle. They've got 4 non-alcoholic beers ready for you, even a hops water, making dry January a little bit easier. All right, the snow is starting to fall. Ski season is here. We actually sent Jose to one of Washington's biggest ski resorts, and he discovered a little-known neighborhood that just so happens to be a snow lover's paradise.
All righty.
Hidden on a ski hill on Crystal Mountain is one of the most unique neighborhoods in Washington.
So there used to be rope tows here, and this was called the Rope Hill, but they haven't been there for about 40 years.
It's called Gull Hills, and in the winter you can only get there by snowcat or by riding the Gull Hills chairlift. This is the only private property at the resort.
It's pretty cool. You're inside the resort.
How cool is that? Dana Mix got to call this place home.
I grew up here. My dad first bought this property in 1962, and this is where I lived during high school, 365 days a year.
The off-the-grid cabin his dad built using old bridge parts got a lot of attention. In 1966, Life magazine came out and took photos of the family living that cabin life.
That is me, my brother, and my dad.
Growing up in the slopes helped Dana make the U.S. ski team,
Absolutely. If you can ski good at Crystal Mountain, you can ski good anywhere.
where he became the fastest skier in the world.
In 1986, I clocked 127.679 miles per hour and won the 1986 Speed Skiing World Cup.
Today, another cabin stands in the spot where Dana's family cabin once stood.
Built in 1964 and unfortunately burned in about 1994.
The old cabin may be gone, but this winter wonderland Dana's dad started lives on.
This is the only community that I'm aware of, literally in the world, where it's located at the top of a ski lift, and you commute there with your own personal snowcat. And it's ski in, ski out, the best ski area in Washington State. Very few people know about this community, and there's 37 home sites up here. And right now we are down to the last 2. There are 2 more home sites, and that is it. There will not be any more.
Someone will fall in love with this place, buy that land, and build new cabins soon enough. But Dana says the snowy paradise he grew up in will never really change.
It's the same. There are very few things in life that just look the same as when you were a kid. And when you come up here and you look at the mountains, they're all still the same.
Very cool. You want to own a piece of a ski resort? I did some digging. The lowest price lot is about $1.4 million, kids. So you want to get a GoFundMe, call the money manager, get a money manager, then call them, move some around. If you buy it before I do, remember me at that housewarming party, okay? I know the calendar says January, but to our favorite plant-based chef, McKinney Howell, it is Veganuary, and she is back with another delicious dish.
Everyone likes to start off the new year on a healthy note, and so today, to kick off Veganuary, we are going to make a winter wellness salad. I have some lovely protein and fiber-packed ingredients. We're starting with some roasted squash. This is butternut. You could use acorn, you could use delicata, you could use whatever you want. And then I have some beets loaded with fiber, antioxidants, vitamins. I mean, I cannot say enough about beets. My beets and my squash are both roasted, and then I also roasted a little bit of onion, just to take down the bite a little. I just drained a can of chickpeas. Now, chickpeas are the darling of beans. Everyone likes them. Kids like them, adults like them, and everybody likes them. We're gonna add some chickpeas in here. Antioxidant and vitamin-packed pomegranate seeds, and they have these exciting little bursts when you bite into them. More protein plus a huge source of omega-3s, walnuts. And then I made a little spice rack here. I have some fresh parsley, some kosher salt, some paprika, and some dry oregano. I'm gonna toss all this in here. So, to make the dressing, some lemon juice, some olive oil, extra virgin or whatever your favorite is. I have some salt, pepper, and some sumac. Sumac is gonna give it a nice little yummy kick. A tiny bit of molasses and agave, just for a little hint of sweetness. Mix it up really well, and then toss it on top of our salad. This is super quick, super easy. It'll keep in the fridge. So just give it a couple tosses or two, and then it's ready to go in a bowl and enjoy. This could be an amazing side dish, main dish, lunch, pack it in your kid's lunch, snack. There's no end to this. So there you have it, a winter wellness salad to kick off Veganuary. Have a good year, everybody.
Thank you, Chef. That looks delicious. You can find the recipe for her winter wellness bowl on our website, king5evening.com.
Coming up, meet the cool cats keeping skiers and snowboarders company at Mount Baker. And later, an update on Washington's most famous trade.
And welcome back to the show. We are at Reuben's Brews in downtown Seattle at Harbor Steps, their new tap room, a cozy place. And speaking of cozy, you know at Mount Baker, they don't just use snowcats to groom the runs. No, their snowcats have an entirely different purpose. Here's Saints.
People come to the Mount Baker ski area for the deep snow and high peaks, but they also come for the cats.
Sammy and Ringer at White Salmon. We got Jenny and Diesel at the Raven Hut, Tilly and Grouser at Heather Meadows Lodge, and then the two cats that the customers don't see are Employee Lodge cats, and they're Jujubee and Skippy. So 8 cats, yeah.
It all began when the Mountains maintenance team adopted one cat, Blaster, for off-season pest control. Now it's a clouder of cats, and it's clear they run this place.
Yeah, I think they are, yeah.
They're in charge of employee well-being.
They're a great stress release, and they really help make it feel like a home away from home for our employees.
They also manage public relations.
So many of our customers have fallen in love with the cats too, and they love coming up and, you know, sitting down for lunch and just cuddling the cats for a bit and then going back out to ski or snowboard.
And they are successfully redefining ski terms. This is a snowcat at other mountains, and this is a snowcat at Mount Baker.
So Skippy is one of the E-Lodge cats, and he apparently loves the fresh pow.
The cats are so popular, they have their own Instagram account.
Yes, Mount Baker Lodge cats.
They show up on the Mount Baker calendar. They are on swag in the gift shop. Well-meaning guests even occasionally catnap them.
One week, somebody thought that Tilly was lost, and Good Samaritan kindly took her down to Bellingham. We actually wound up finding her, I think it was through an Instagram post, that somebody was like, wait a second, somebody posted a lost cat. Does anybody know this cat? And they're like, it's the Mount Baker Lodge cat, So we got her back within a couple of days.
To make sure that doesn't happen again, they made posters to remind guests that these cats are locals. When we saw how happy these cats make everyone, we only had one question. Why don't all ski areas do this?
I don't know either. They're amazing. Yeah, they're really, really fun.
They'd rather nap in a sunny window than dig you out of an avalanche, but the Mount Baker Lodge cats are perfect at the job they do.
They have been nothing but just an amazing boon to the ski area. It just makes it have that real homey feeling, and we all love them.
How sweet. Since we shot that story, some of the cats have retired. Other lodge cats have joined the cause, stepped right into their 4 kitties' paw steps. Meet Grapple and Dot. These twin kitties live at the White Salmon Lodge. Spud and Maple are the new cats in charge of Raven Hut. And believe it or not, you can follow all 8 of these cats on Instagram, and I encourage you to do that.
Up next, has the Tree of Life finally met its maker? Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our community shine. Evening is sponsored by Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
Follow King 5 Evening on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for exclusive broadcasts, extras, and giveaways. It's your direct line to Team Evening and the best of the Pacific Northwest.
And welcome back to the show from Reuben's Brews, the new tap room here at Harbor Steps in Seattle. They've got 4 non-alcoholic brews for dry January. Tell them your boy Cashman sent you. Meanwhile, on the Olympic Peninsula, there is a tree that draws thousands of visitors a year, captures all imaginations. Our photojournalist Diane Lewis-Torrey made the drive to find out why.
In Claylock, on the Washington coast, people from all over the world come to stand in wonder and take pictures of a tree like no other.
It's very unique.
Some people call it the Tree of Life.
I think it's awesome.
It's also known as Tree Root Cave. The tree's labyrinth of roots are visible, supplying the tree with life despite having no soil.
It just kind of suspended in the air, and I think it's just amazing. It looked like it eroded from underneath it, and it's still continuing to grow.
It almost appears immortal.
It's kind of a miracle because the roots is the base of everything. So when it's living without the roots in the ground, you kind of want to see more of the tree and kind of see how it's living.
I keep noticing all the little buds on the tip of the tree, so you know that it's still thriving.
Some say it's magical, so they leave rocks of wishes and love.
Basically, they're new chapters in life on a rock.
Compared to last year, the tree has slumped several inches.
erosion. The ground literally got swept out from underneath it. And he said, I got this. And the tide comes in every day and sweeps out more sand, more dirt, and it's just adapted every day.
The storms will never end. The tree's fate is on the wind.
Stood the test of time.
Now, Diane says the Tree of Life is sinking closer to the ground here. These winter storms not helping things. If you go visit, and you should, be respectful. Do not climb on it. Just admire the fact that it is hanging in there no matter what. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Reuben's Brews. We'll see you next time.